Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, it's August 2nd. It's the morning of the sentencing for Christopher Gregory. It's not too late to pray. It's not too late to put your blue on. Guys, today's the day we've been waiting. I hope and pray. Guys, I'm going to try to stream this, as I said. If for some reason you guys are having a hard time seeing it from my channel, please, I will not take any offense. Go to wherever it is best for you to view it and view it, because it's more important that we view it, right, guys? So, all the best to the Michelot family. I'm praying that Christopher Gregory gets the book thrown at him. All the books thrown at him, actually. Guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that I heard in the background, because while I was working today, actually on, trying to get my house in order, because, I moved, I had on an interview in the background, and it was Sara from Fancy and Sara, and it was the first time that I had heard Sara speak on what had happened in Chillicothe. It was a 7-day-old interview already, and it was from Uncorked with Brandy, Brande. Guys, if I forget to put the link to that interview, which I thought was really interesting, please remind me. If you don't see it in my description, please remind me so I could stop and put it in there, because it's well worth, I think. If you guys wanted to know Sara's point of view, I wanted to know what the hell did Sara have to say about all this? Because Sara kept stum. And in the meantime, Fancy was saying that her and Sara were still talking. Not true, according to Sara. And a lot of things that we, might have thought. But now, we're getting Sara's point of view. And, my name came up a few times. Yeah, because Sara said, even Toddy One Skip gave and believed the narrative. I did. I didn't so much think it was about First Amendment rights per se. I thought that they were trying to squash the little guy because they just didn't want that narrative out there, and I don't think that that's okay. And I know that they had a lot more resources than Fancy did, and in order for her to have a fair fight, she needed help getting there to Chillicothe. A lot has come out about how the money was spent and all of this, and that's too bad. And I wanted to say, guys, we are people. I've said this before. We are people in front. My case, I'm in front of an iPhone. I'm in front of an iPhone speaking to you. I am a person just like everybody else out there. Some of my decisions I think are good. Some of my decisions later, I'll scratch my head and say, what the hell was I thinking? And it's all about living and learning. However, I'd like to think I'm going in a positive direction. I can clearly see sometimes that some of these content creators aren't, and they're kind of a little reckless. And intentionally so. Being dishonest to people, taking advantage of people. I have a real concern about something I had heard in the interview about maybe people taking advantage of people and knowing that you're taking advantage of people, and that's not okay. Listen, guys, that's not okay. I don't give a shit who you are. That you just can't behave like that. And so I want you guys to, if you want to, check out that interview, because I think listen, Sara, I think more or less takes accountability for her role in what happened here. But also, she was more or less, as she said, bullied by Fancy. Fancy was the stronger of the personalities. You have a choice. If you're a stronger of a personality, you're going to either lead people in the right direction or in your direction. And maybe your direction's all about you. And that's what I gathered from what Sara said. So when people follow people, so like Dawn, the cutting board Dawn, you know, she said things that were crude. Okay, I don't like the crudeness, but the fact that, yeah, how does Fancy still have followers? Why aren't people realizing it can't be everybody and not Fancy? That's just not math. You know, why does everybody that Fancy works with wash their hands of her? It can't be everybody and not her. So, you know, I'm not here to crusade for everybody, but guys, even me, wake up. We are people behind iPhones, Androids, computer screens. We're not always right. We have no reason being put on a pedestal. Never a reason to be put on a pedestal. I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall that high. I don't belong up there. I haven't met anybody that belongs on a pedestal who is short of a hero that has jumped in the way of danger to take care of somebody else. Please put them on the pedestal. But not content creators that are sitting in the safety of their own home talking about things that they have opinions on, and their opinions can be wrong. My opinion can be wrong. We can be wrong. But listen, when I'm wrong and you call me out on it, I won't block you. When you guys say, hey, Toddy, you were wrong. This information is this information is this. Oh, I didn't know. Thank you. Guys, please pay attention to the people that you are giving of your day. People you are getting information from. Not all my information has been correct in the past. You guys have helped me. So please, 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 guys, you know, think about it for a second. You know, we're older people. This community is an older community. Imagine the kids today that don't even have the hindsight or a quarter of the wisdom that we claim to have. Think of how dangerous it is for them on the web, getting information, acting upon that information. At least for the most part, we could calm ourselves down. We could give ourselves a minute. We know what we need to soothe ourselves. The internet, we need to be responsible if we're going to take a platform on the internet. And if we're going to be joking and we're going to be crude or something like that, we need to maybe say that. Yes, we need to maybe say that so that people know that if we're poking fun at people and it's just fun at people, okay, it's comedy, but, you know, we have to be careful. There's kids unaliving themselves because they're being bullied, and then the people, I was only joking. The power of the internet is no joke. It's just no joke. And when we, the adult content creators, when we take responsibility for what we're saying and what we're doing, instead of being abrasive or talking out of both sides of our mouth, you guys, it's okay to hold us accountable. It's okay to say, hey, what'd you mean by that? Or, hey, what'd you do with that? Or, hey, what's going on with that? Or anything else, you know. And when you feel like a content creator has told you an untruth, you should question that. Because once somebody tells an untruth, it makes me wonder, what else have they been untruthful about? So all the credibility when it comes to Fancy has gone out the window. You know, that's gone out the window. I don't know what she found, what she didn't find. I don't know how much of a hero, how much of an expert she is on Gypsy Rose, or what somebody shared with her. I don't know, because That trust is gone. I mean, once you lose trust in a content creator, like, how do you get that back? Don't you feel it taken advantage of? Wouldn't you feel taken advantage of? I feel stupid. There's a lot of content creators out there, you know. Here's my thing, and this would be a question. When Sara was hanging out with Fancy, and Fancy was speaking poorly about this person, or maybe getting over on that person, or saying something negative about that person, at some point, didn't Sara ever have to say to herself, hey man, that just doesn't seem right to me? Like, that's red flags. Like, why am I going to be any more special than the person she's talking about? You know? Katie Joy, right? The one that I just did a video on, who was talking about her and Christy were best friends until a couple weeks ago, and now they're not. But so you co-signed the behavior of Christy when it came to Gypsy, and now because Christy isn't talking to you, it's not okay with what she said to Gypsy? Like, it shouldn't have been okay to begin with if it wasn't okay with you. You know, like, your feelings about things and your compass of what's right or wrong shouldn't depend on your friend. You know, and this goes for Sara and anybody else that just follows suit with somebody and feels like they're in the in crowd so that all the bullshit that's being tossed about isn't getting hit in their face, seems to think it's okay that it gets hit in other people's faces. That's not okay. Like, that's not okay. Just because your face is clear of any shots, it's not okay that other people are getting kicked in the face. You know, so if that behavior is not okay with you, about you, why would it be okay with other people? You know, why didn't Katie Joy call Christy out on her shit 2 weeks before she had the falling out? That behavior is not okay. It wasn't okay before, right? If Fancy was taking advantage of people, or if you heard Fancy, like, intentionally knowing, if you knew that Fancy was intentionally, you know, doing the wrong thing by taking people's money and spending it a certain way, why didn't you just call her out on it? Why wait until you're out of pocket to say, hey, that behavior is bad? That behavior is bad whether you're friends with her or not. So you got to call people out. You know, the term used to be, you're giving them a pull-up. I mean, when I was working with the kids in the rehab, when I had to redirect them, it was giving them a pull-up, man. Just don't go that way. Come on, go this way. That's not a good way for you. Come and go this way. So, guys, this video is just basically about, you know, we all got to be responsible for who we are, who we, you know, stick up for, the way that we conduct ourselves on the internet, in life, in general. You know, bad behavior is bad behavior. Even if it's by your good friend, call your good friend out on it. You know what I mean? At least if they're going to be doing bad behavior, they won't do it in front of you. They'll just do it behind your back. You don't know anything about it. But to just keep stump about it, we're just too old to do that anymore, guys. All right, guys. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. As always, I thank you so much. I thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. You know, aside from unaliving her mom, it seems like there's quite a few people that are this close to being Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I'm sure glad it's not us. All right, guys, take care of yourself. Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. I'll see you at 1:30 today. Thanks, guys.